Yo, what's going on? What is going on, my fellow constituents? It is I, LOL You Salty, with my take, my opinionated review, of course, on Sony's PlayStation E3 2017. Yeah. Sony. Okay, let me stop with that bullshit. Okay, let me just start off. If I were to have done this review like 10 minutes or like literally like an hour afterwards, Sony would have had this conference. Of course, my hype level would have been more through the roof, but only getting like 5 hours of sleep, because like this conference is like late as all hell. But nevertheless, as I say, my hype would have been more hype-ish right now, of course, but, I just woke up, and I'm trying to get this review out the way, you feel me? Just starting off, they ended it off with Spider-Man PS4, which I know, why am I going right to Spider-Man PS4, not talking about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which they showed first at their conference? Well, namely because Spider-Man PS4 was the game I was looking most forward to them showing off this year for their E3, and it did not disappoint. Oh my god! Now you just know all the PC guys, all the Xbox guys, probably Nintendo guys too, they were like, damn, that's only exclusively on PlayStation. That godly Insomniac games. Ah, man, like the game just looked incredible. It was amazing. The combat looked fluid. How Spidey's like, yeah, we can call him Spidey. How he just like uses web to like smash cinder blocks on dudes. Like it just looked amazing. Like it was awesome. And like, yeah, there were a lot of quick time events, but nevertheless, Spider-Man PS4, that was the heavy highlight for me personally. Now, before I even start reviewing what Sony actually showed, I know there was, especially in my dear PlayStation Nation community, I know there was much disappointment about Sony's short E3 this year, which, apparently Sony already announced that they would have a short E3. I didn't know this beforehand before watching the conference, but they did state that they would have a short E3 this year, so, hey, they weren't lying about that, I guess, but I didn't know, because like when you compare Sony's past two E3s, which their 2015, 2016 E3s, those were like monumental. Those were like, wow, like Sony is really like just like fucking everyone in the ass with no lube. Like that's how bad those E3s were. Like they were, oh my god, like I don't even want to, like, especially last year's E3, oh, that was so godly. It was like game after game, and like, and at least with that E3, like, it wasn't only like Shawn Lee that came out. You had the man Andrew House. I'm pretty sure Shuhei Yoshida came out last year E3 too. But yeah, I'm sorry. Going on. Yeah, I know a lot of people were disappointed that this conference wasn't as long as it could be, and Sony did have a pre-show, which I did not see Sony's pre-E3 show. Sorry if I sound like not right. I'm just like still waking up. But yeah, apparently during their pre-E3 show, if I could fucking talk, they showed a game called Hidden Agenda, which is from Supermassive Games, the developers behind Until Dawn, the godly Until Dawn, which was an amazing game. I personally didn't see it, but I'm gonna probably look at the trailers and stuff later on today, just so I can like get my head around that. And apparently they also showed there was like this PlayLink system, like you could turn your smartphone into like a PS4 controller or something. I don't really know. That it was like whatever to me, but yeah. But yes, of course, like people were highly disappointed with how short this year's E3 was, and that Sony didn't show off really any new IPs. Like people were expecting a new Bloodborne 2. Sucker Punch didn't reveal any new IP, which like Sucker Punch has been like working on this new IP for like the past 3 years, and it's like we want to see this. And here's my thing with all this, like of course like there's other games Sony to shoot. Like they didn't show any new surprises, but they showed us games we saw last year, but at a Super Saiyan level, like at a astronomically nice in-game presentation. Like apparently there was an article too that Spider-Man and Spider-Man PS4 was actually running on the base PS4, which is insane. Like even the old school PS4 is still kicking ass and taking names. Like such a beast. Okay, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah. So people were disappointed with Sony's short E3, that there weren't any new surprises. Here's me personally. I felt satisfied with this E3. I was a bit let down that there weren't any new surprises, but I do remember Sony has a PlayStation experience this year, which is like PlayStation's second biggest stage after E3. So I wasn't honestly too worried because like Sony was obviously holding back a lot of shit. They were holding back because Microsoft had a shitty ass E3. And Sony was like, you know what? We're just gonna take this. We're just gonna take this slow. We're not gonna sweat too much. We're just gonna relax. You know, take it easy. Take it easy on the motherfucker. And that's what they did. They just like they only had Shawn Lee to come out, and he only talked for like 10 minutes apiece, really, when you think about it. And he was all like, you know, yeah. Aren't those games for that 60-minute real impressive? Wish they were, but you know, this E3 from Sony, I'll say this, from a Sony, just from what Sony usually delivers each year, when you compare it to the previous years, this was underwhelming, I will say. But it's not as if like they really didn't bring any like true exclusives to the table. Like they brought all PS4 exclusives, like only on PlayStation. They were awesome. And let me just, you know, get into this already. I'll leave my grading and stuff at the end, but I pretty much stated what this is going to be. But yeah, they started off in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. God damn. Oh, Chloe, they finally put the ass on back. They finally put her ass back on that. I'm like, god damn. Honestly, I say that Drake should honestly wife Chloe instead of what's her name? What was her name? Sad part is I don't even remember the chick's name. She's from Uncharted 4. She's Drake's wife, and she's been in all the Uncharted. I just don't remember her name because like I didn't really like her. She was kind of boring to me. She was like, I don't know, I just like Chloe better, honestly. Like Drake should have really wifed Chloe instead of the other girl, but that's just me. But yeah, they showed you know, Chloe and Nadine traveling the globe in search of treasures far away from Nathan Drake and, you know, their other company. I don't know what time frame this is taking place. This might be after like Uncharted 3 time frame, maybe. I don't know. Like Chloe does look, I mean, she doesn't look too old, honestly, but I mean, age catches up for everyone. But and wait, no, wait. Now I think about it, because like Nadine is like still like this is like before she met Rafe, I think, right? So yeah, this has to be like prior like Uncharted 4, maybe between Uncharted 3 time frame, but. Yeah, I mean, anyways, it was nice. It looked like they have a tense partnership, you know, in the trust department. I don't know if they're gonna have some lesbian shit going on, but who knows? Who knows? Will I pick it up? Yeah, probably will. I mean, it'll be nice looking at Chloe's ass the whole game, so yeah. Anyways, going on, then Sony showed a Horizon Zero Dawn Ice Age Frozen Wild DLC. Where's my fruit punch? Oh yeah. So yeah, this Horizon Zero Dawn DLC for the Frozen Wilds. It looked good. Like, it showed Aloy in her clad enhanced techno armor, ready to kill some robo dinos, and they said the DLC will launch in 2017. So that's awesome. Probably somewhere near September, I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. But yeah. Then Sony showed Days Gone, which, you know, the three main highlights for me was first Spider-Man PS4, then God of War, and then Days Gone. Days Gone, man, that looks so nice. Sony bent to go from Uncharted Golden Abyss to this greatness. That just shows the talented developer Sony truly has. But enough of the dick riding. Let me keep going. Yeah, the gameplay looked really nice. It showed our main character, Deacon John, I believe it is, in some quick time event fights. Some dudes tried to rough him up when he was on his motorcycle, and that just ended terribly for him. It was nice, and it showed like different ways of like killing hordes of zombies, like setting traps and whatnot. It was cool. I liked it, and it looks a lot better than it did from last year. Like a lot better. We could tell like Sony Ben is like really like trying to polish that shit up, and that's stated for a 2018 release, I believe. So yeah, that was good. And then Sony showed Monster Hunter World. I've never truly been into the Monster Hunter game, so I can't really speak too much about this. But for what I do know, Nintendo has really owned the rights to this game, and apparently it's really making its way to PlayStation, which I'm not really sure it is like a full-on exclusive. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna speak too much because I don't know too much about Monster Hunter because I don't really play it. But anyways, going on. Shadow of the Colossus, a gorgeous Ultra HD remaster. I never got to play the original back on the PS2, I believe. Yeah, it was on PS2. It was on the PS2, but I never played it actually. So it's being remastered and brought to the PS4, so now I can, get my hands into this shit. So I'm excited for that. And then they showed the Marvel vs. Capcom. I never been into it, so I don't really care. And then they showed Call of Duty World War II. Oh man, I love me some Call of Duty. Namely, I love me some sniping in Call of Duty. I didn't really like World at War sniping. It was okay, but this game looks amazing. I really wish Trek was the ones that were making this one instead, just because it's in the World at War era, and like World at War, Call of Duty World at War the original was awesome, but it looks like Sledgehammer is taking some notes, and yeah, like Call of Duty is back on the ground, boots on the ground. The gameplay was intense with the flamethrowers and the shooting of the tanks. It was crazy, whew. And I know that campaign is going to be awesome too. Well, I don't know, we'll see. I'll see what Sledgehammer does, but I mean, I'll see, because they did make Advanced Warfare, and Advanced Warfare was trash. Honestly, that's what really made Call of Duty go under. It went from this boots on the ground to Halo, jetpacks, jumping bullshit. It just wasn't Call of Duty anymore. But yeah. And then they showed PlayStation VR games. Okay, I mean, I'm glad that Sony is really starting to support VR more with good games, and the main VR games that were showed, the main hitters, I guess, were from Supermassive. I don't even remember, because okay, no, I'm just gonna go on. Yeah, God of War. They show God of War. They show God of War. There we go. God of fucking War. Marvelous, beautiful. Honestly, it's hard to say what had the better showing, either Spider-Man PS4 or God of War. I know most people just automatically say God of War, but oh man, Spidey, he was looking hella fluid in that gameplay. I'm just saying. I mean, I know Kratos was too, but whew, Jesus. And there is a distinct Joel and Ellie vibe in terms of Kratos and his son. Kratos slicing up monsters, while I can't say his son's name correctly. Is it Atreus? Atreus? I don't know how to say his name. But yeah, we caught a glimpse of some deadly weapons in Kratos' arsenal. The lightning charge axes that just automatically come back to Kratos' hands like boomerangs. Awesome as fuck. Awesome. And yeah, that God of War was looking amazing. It was looking amazing as fuck. I know my review is sounding long-winded and kind of a bit boring now, but yeah, this is what happens when you don't do the review after the conference. But going on, Detroit Become Human, it was looking good. It's looking amazing. Being pretty sure this is our actions dictate how the story goes, and yeah, probably gonna be full of QuickTime events, but it's gonna be looking good. And Destiny 2. It was a multi-platter course, but Sony owns the marketing rights, so it was looking good. I'm not the hugest Destiny fan, but I'll definitely be getting that game. Well, I won't say definitely, but I'll consider it. And then, which is what we were waiting for, they ended it off with Spider-Man PS4. Yes! Alright, I know that was pretty fucking annoying, because I know I just screamed to the mic, which is why would you do that, Salty? But I did it anyway, so don't hate me. But yes, they ended it off with Spider-Man PS4, the highlight for me, the game I wanted to see, the game that left me satisfied to an extent. The gameplay started off with a bit of stealth. Spidey snuck around on these girders, set up a quick silent takedowns on some fuckboys below. He employed, I believe, what was a web mine gadget that stuck to walls and wraps. It was awesome. The combat reminds me sort of Batman Arkham. Somewhat it reminds me of that, but Insomniac Games is making this shit way more fluid and off the charts. It It's just like that good. But yeah, Spidey was fighting this big boss, Martin Lee, which I think he's known as Mr. Negative. So that was looking good. It was looking good. Like, Spider-Man PS4 was like the shit. This was the shit. To a T. I know, like, I kind of like skipped over some topics, and I didn't really go too in depth with the topics discussed, except for Spider-Man PS4 and God of War. But that was really Sony's E3 in a nutshell. I believe it was like an hour or 10 minutes, or probably even less than that, actually. Yeah. But, you know, to conclude, what did I think about this? No, honestly, I'm torn. Like, I know Sony obviously held back and they could have showed a lot more. It's like, I feel satisfied, but at the same time, I am disappointed. Disappointed in the fact that we didn't see Sucker Punch's new IP, we didn't see the Bloodborne 2. You know, there were a lot of things we should have seen that we didn't. And, of course, this is really because Microsoft had a shitty E3, and this is why Sony held back. And by my understanding, Sony does not do Gamescom anymore, apparently with what I've learned recently. But, I do think they do Paris Games Show, right? So, I mean, they have that, and they do at least have PlayStation experience. And that is where I say Sony will really show what they were obviously holding back this year at E3. Which I know people are saying, oh, that doesn't make sense. Why would they, like, show off their other big games at PlayStation experience, but not at E3, which is the biggest gaming stage in the world? And my answer to that is, I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because, like, they were obviously holding back, so I'm like, maybe Sony just didn't want to waste, like, 2 hours of time. So, I'm not Andrew House. I'm not Shuhei Yoshida behind the, doors plotting what's going to happen. But I'm just holding out hope for the dear PlayStation community, PlayStation Nation, and all PS4 gamers and PlayStation gamers, you know? All the Sony bros, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm holding out hope. Sony's going to bring up PlayStation experience, and if for some reason Sony does not bring it at their PlayStation experience this year, then oh yeah, there will be hell to pay. I mean, honestly, let me just go to the rating. How would I rate Sony's E3? No, after the conference, because I felt still hyped and satisfied just from seeing Spider-Man PS4, so I gave it an 8. But taking things in and kind of seeing like how much Sony kind of left out, just how much effort was not really put into this E3 by Sony, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. I mean, just a half point deduction. I know that's not really much, and it's like, honestly, people saying this really deserves a 6. Like, I mean, people are saying like this really wasn't much better than Microsoft's E3. The thing is, I say this was better than Microsoft's E3, but Sony didn't like kill them, at least like not brutally as they could have. But you know, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. Now that I'm actually taking things in now. Like I'm saying, if I would have done this review like right after Sony's conference, I probably would have gave them an 8. Probably just 8.5 just from the Spider-Man hype I was feeling. But now that I've died down, you know, I had some sleep, but not too much. But just really taking it all in, I'm like, you know what, man, that conference was really a 7 at best. Now I'm thinking about it, not bad, but it's like, I mean, they were holding back, and yeah. And in terms of the other conferences like Bethesda's and Ubisoft, I mean, I didn't even watch Bethesda's, and I didn't even watch Ubisoft's. I might, you know, watch it later on today, along with the other gameplay trailers, you know. But besides that, yeah, this was pretty much a lukewarm E3, I felt. I can't say all 3 companies because the 10 hasn't gone yet, but like it's going to be in the treehouse, and the main game they're going to show is probably going to be Super Mario Odyssey, so whatever. But yeah, this was honestly E3 2017 was a big disappointment, honestly. I won't say big disappointment in terms from Sony, but just in terms of like the overall feel. Like Sony, at least they satisfied me to an extent. Like Spider-Man PS4 was the heavy highlight for me. That was the heavy highlight for me personally. But I know that's not the case for everyone. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be in this review, guys. So yeah, LOA Salty signing out. Sony had a okay E3, well, decent E3, but they didn't necessarily kill Microsoft. They could have easily, but they let them live. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and take care. Subscribe if you're new, and drop a like if you enjoyed, and dislike if you didn't. Oh yeah. This review felt so weird. It felt so weird. So weird. Sony!